Okay, so in this section, Forms for Learning, we're going to first complete a forms quiz, as it was a flipped learning. Now we're talking about online learning. And so if you create a forms quiz by clicking on in your classroom up at the top, create quiz assignment, you can add a video. So asking students watch the video. The beauty of it is the video stays in the form. It doesn't take them to YouTube unless they go to YouTube. So it kind of keeps them focused. Watch the video. So this video is all about, all right, so you're asking them to watch the video. And then you're asking them specific questions that they couldn't answer unless they watched the video, other than to guess. Okay. So you go through and the students watch the video and they answer the questions, and I'm just randomly answering them, and I hit submit. As a student, I can view the score, and I got 4 out of 6 guessing. No, I knew what I was clicking on. And so I can see which ones I got wrong and which ones I got right. And if the teacher's added any feedback when I get it wrong, oops, got it wrong, try again. Got it right, no comment, et cetera, et cetera. That's a flipped form, and it's create quiz. So rather than just have you do that and end this tutorial, I'm going to go back to a Google Classroom, and I'm going to create one of those forms. So I'm just going to grab this Snow Day Bootcamp pretend classroom. Actually, let's go to history. Let's do a history one on Declaration of Independence. So if you have a class, and you want to follow along with me, then you can go to any class you have and go to the classwork page, and we're going to click on create and choose quiz assignment, and we'll call this Independence Day quiz. Independence Day quiz. All right. And it automatically puts a form right there. So all you have to do is click on it, and now you're ready to give it a name. So I'm going to call this Independence Day quiz. There's a lot of repetitive stuff here. All right. And then I'm going to click up here, call this Independence Day quiz. All right. And now I'm ready to add the video. So I'm going to click on video, and you probably have a URL. I mean, you're not just going to randomly add a video, but I'm going to. Yes, I see the typo, but I think I can figure it out. Okay, so I have this Independence Day. If you spell it right, though, you get better results. So there I have this watch video and answer questions. Okay. So then the question is, what is the date of Independence Day? Independence Day. All right. And so I'm going to change it to multiple choice and pick 1975, 2008, 1776, 1650. All right. So you have all these choices, but now you have to you have to develop an answer key. You want it to grade it for the student. I got my score when I just took that quiz. So you click on answer key and you add points, because right now it's no answer key and no points. So click on answer key and select your right answer, and then give it a point or 2 or 5 or 10 or whatever. Now you can choose to add answer feedback. So I can say, woohoo. Obviously, you watched the video. Try to come up with things where they really will want to engage in the video. This would not be a good example of that. But I might have a 12-minute video on D-Day and be asking them about a specific occurrence on a specific beach and word the question so that it's kind of intriguing. So they're like, I don't know the answer, but that sounds like something I want to know. And they go and watch the video. So think of how you shape your questions and of the videos that you pick and what the purpose is of the learning behind it. And you can probably, through questioning, incentivize them to be sure to watch your video that you want them to watch. And if they get it, oh, that was incorrect, so I can put that under correct. And then incorrect could be, please watch again and resubmit. Because you can set it so they can resubmit quizzes and go for 100, you know? Now that you've done that, click on done. And you're pretty much almost done. The only thing I'll say is go ahead and check your settings when you create a forms quiz. By default, it's usually restricted to your domain, and that's 99.9% of the time. That's what you want for a quiz. If you are only wanting them to submit once, you don't want to offer a higher grade, you don't want repetitive entries, you want to limit it to one response. This is actually the most popular, but if in the event that you wanted them to do it again so they could try for the higher grade, you'd have to have this unchecked. If you want them not to change it after Tommy tells them what all the right answers are, don't check this box. And if you want them not to see other people's answers, you don't want this box checked either. So leave these unchecked. There are quiz options. So if you go over to quizzes, you can turn on locked mode if they're working on Chromebooks that you manage. If you make this a quiz, it's what allows you to add the answer key, and it was already done for you by default. You can choose not to release grades immediately. So you might have open-ended questions worth 25 points, and even if a student gets 100, they get 75 when they hit submit because you haven't added the manual points yet. That can drive a very OCD kid crazy. So if you're doing that, if you're going to grade later with the open-ended, leave it. Don't give them their results right away because they'll be stuck wondering how far away from 75 they were, or if they got a failing grade because of the manual points, then they don't even know if they passed. So that's just my recommendation. Other than that, I would say if there's no reason not to, I would definitely give them the results right away. And then you have the option to see if they can see their missed questions or see the correct answers or see the point values, and all of that is entirely up to you. So you click on save. Now you just simply close out of it, and it doesn't change right here, so you think something's wrong. But once you click on assign, you modify the points accordingly. It will be there. So if you click on it, you'll see that it's now renamed. So kind of went through that kind of fast, but we started out in the original classroom, the classroom that you're working. And I pointed out that there was the flipped learning with forms, the end product, and you could complete. Then I showed you how in your own classroom you could redo this with a video and also with, can't find the words, questions. I'm thinking about something else and trying to talk at the same time. So I want to show you one more thing. Back in the resources up at the top where we had that simple collaborative document, at the end, I put up all the links for all the templates that we're using in this course in case you wanted them. And there is one for Leaf Quiz. I just thought for folks that weren't thinking like this, that you can use images to be the subject of a question or even the subject of responses to a question. So in this case, what type of leaf is this? The leaf is the picture. What leaf is from the oak tree? So the images are the answer options. So think about how you might use images when creating these response assessments as well. All right, that's all for now. On to the next thing.